Hey guys, Marcus Desser here. I am the author of a book for the guys. There's a link about the book, which I'll put onto this video. Please like and subscribe, leave comments. And today we're going to look into a Daily Mail article talking about the fascinating interview between Senator Ted Cruz in America and the legendary Tucker Carlson. What a fascinating interview it was. Ted Cruz looked pretty bad. Didn't know populations of Iran and the ethnic people there as well, ethnic populations in the ethnicities of people there in Iran as well. Yeah, it was a fascinating interview. But anyway, look, there's this article from the Daily Mail, and let's get into it because it's got a lot of implications in this. And to me, reading between the lines, it does look like Donald Trump's hand is being forced to get into this war between Israel and Iran. So let's get into this one. Senator Ted Cruz is backing Israel wholeheartedly in his war against Iran because of the passage in the Bible which tells Christians, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Well, what does that tell you? If anyone's not heard of AIPAC in America, they are the Israeli lobbyist group who basically throws money to a lot of these politicians in Congress and in the Senate. They control. Israel controls things in America. In my opinion, America is a state of Israel. Israel first and America is second. Moving on, in a heated back and forth with former Fox firebrand Tucker Carlson, Cruz attempted to justify why he had been calling for Trump to overthrow the Iranian regime amid increasing anxiety over America's involvement in the Middle East. Well, let me tell you something about Iran, okay? Iran has over 1,200 trillion cubic feet of oil and gas reserves. So, you know, I think there's more to Israel wanting to change the regime of Iran, but I think also they will be looking. The US and Israel will be looking to get their hands on some of those oil and gas reserves. Anyway, moving on. Ted Cruz says, growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who blessed Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed, he told Carlson. Well, I reckon our friend Mr. Cruz was probably reading the Schofield Bible. If any of you don't know about that, I think you should maybe look into that. Let's talk about that in my book. Anyway, moving on. Carlson had repeatedly humiliated Cruz with a series of gotcha questions during the sit-down, which earlier culminated in a jaw-dropping revelation from the politician that America was directly involved in carrying out military strikes on Iran. And Carlson again capitalized when Cruz began addressing theology, asking Cruz exactly where in the Bible was the verse he referenced. I can find it, Cruz said. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my I don't have the scripture off the tip of my, he said, urging Carlson to pull out his phone to search for it. It's in Genesis, Carlson said. You're quoting a Bible phrase you don't have context for. You don't know where in the Bible it is. That's your theology. Carlson continued, asking Cruz to clarify whether the Bible called for the blessing of the government of Israel. His position on the conflict has put him at odds with the president, who's locked in tense crisis talks with his inner circle as he debates ramping up US involvement in the conflict. Cruz's statements that America has been carrying out military strikes also was a major departure from everything Trump administration had said about US involvement up until this stage, a point that was not lost on Carlson. In my opinion, I don't think Donald Trump would like to go to war, but his hand is being forced to go into war. Donald Trump may appear to be the president of the US, but I don't think he is the man who is the most powerful in America. So as you can see, yeah, moving on with this one. You said Israel was carrying out strikes, to which Cruz responded, I've said Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them. Carlson says, you're breaking news here. The US government has last night denied on behalf of Trump that we're acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity. Cruz appeared to backpedal on his statement, then telling Carlson, no, we're not bombing them. Israel is bombing them. Carlson said, you just said we were. This is high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States is at war with Iran right now, people are listening. So, yeah. What does that tell you? The article goes on and talks about how Cruz didn't even know the population of Iran, and he also didn't know the ethnic mix of the Iranian people as well. Moving on Monday, Mr. Trump wrote on Truth Social, somebody please explain to Cookie Tucker Carlson that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Hang on a minute. Let's talk about Israel, okay? Because Israel is not part of the treaty of the prohibition of nuclear weapons. So it's like, for me, my interpretation is, it's one rule for Israel, but another rule for everybody else. How does that work? You know, that's not, that's not on. So, what did we learn about this? This upcoming war, unfortunately, which the US has been dragged into. My opinion, I think this is going to be a war which will be fought out between missiles and rockets been flying between both Israel and Iran. What people might not know about is Iran is a very mountainous country, so it would be a nightmare of a job to send in troops there. You've got the Alborz Mountains, the Zagros Mountains, and many other mountains in that country. So, Israel and the US can actually achieve quite a few objectives to this war. First of all, there can be regime change within Iran, so that they have more control over that. With that, there will also be huge access to Iran's oil and gas reserves, which I said was a huge amount. Unfortunately, guys, there's trillions of dollars to be made when a war happens, be it with weapons and the reconstruction of a country. So having wars is actually good for the economy. I say good. It's I think war is a bad thing. Innocent people die. You're also going to see the disbursement of the Iranian population, unfortunately, and I think you'll see quite a few of them coming to Europe, claiming asylum, which, again, Israel would like to see the continued Islamification of Europe. So there we go. Anyway, look, I hope you enjoyed and liked this video. Tucker Carlson does great work out there, so great piece of journalism. Please like and subscribe, leave some comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.